and welcome to another episode of Social Workers Rise. It is your host, Catherine here. Today, we're going to be talking to all of the new grads out there, everyone who is graduating in 2026. Congratulations. I am so excited for you. I was recently thinking about my own graduation and how long ago that was. That was 17 years ago, and what I needed to know, what I was thinking, how I was feeling, what I was experiencing, all the things. That was in the middle of a recession, and it sucked, to be honest. So I'm going to let you know what I would tell you. So we're going to talk about what you need to know going forward, especially if you are a new grad looking for employment in social work and you want to have that longevity in social work. Listen up. So I've been talking to a lot of social workers, and grad school is hard. Getting your bachelor's is hard. Being in college is hard. It's a lot of work. You're constantly on this fight or flight type of stress mode. And if this is you, I hear you. If you have graduated already, congratulations. You might be feeling a little bit, relieved, but also a sense of like, what do I do now? Because your body and your nervous system is so used to being in fight or flight that it's hard to relax. It's hard to really settle into anything because your brain is constantly thinking, am I forgetting something? There must be something I have to do. There must be something more to read. There must be a paper to write. There must be something that I need to do. And it's this panic mode. But rest assured, you are fine. And just enjoy this time. I know it's hard to do, but enjoy this time as much as you can while you are able to just take a breather. Because when you're in grad school, you are stressed out, chances are. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to know, a lot to do, a lot to keep track of. So now that you are done, allow yourself the chance to rest, to breathe, and to reset. Allow your nervous system to just come back down. And I know that you are excited and eager for the workforce to be getting paid, to be making money, and to go out there and get started. And you will, but I'm just starting this out with allow yourself some time to rest and to have fun and to be you again. All right? Please, just like for at least 10 minutes a day. If you can just do that, that will be the start, and that's better than nothing. I know you can do 10 minutes a day. Don't tell me you don't have time for that. So, going forward, just looking forward in the job market, there's so much changing right now. And I imagine as a new grad, there's just so much uncertainty going on with all of the policy changes, with AI, with everything going on, probably with your own personal life too. Now you're not in college anymore. You have some free time, maybe not free time, but you have time to really consider, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? What kind of career do you want to have? Who do you want to work with? And I hope you're considering this, because that's really the foundation. That's where I would encourage you to start, is to rest and reflect on what it is that you want to do and what it is that you need right now. Right? Because when we go into the job market, we have to know what it is that we're looking for, or else we're never going to find it. And we're always going to be unsettled and uneasy. So for example, if you're going into the job market and you feel like you need a job with daytime hours, no on call, cool. That's going to be something that's very specific for you. That's a deal breaker. If you need a job that pays a certain salary or a certain number per hour, then yes, that is what you're looking for. And this is not just some random number that you pick out of the air. This number is going to be based on your expenses, on what you need to live. So you want to find that minimum number that you need to live and add more to that, because there's going to be taxes coming out. So there's going to be unexpected expenses, and you want to have some wiggle room for fun, for some freedom there too. So take that all into consideration. Consider what kind of population you would want to work with. And where do you want to work? Geographic areas, right? So taking into consideration all of these different items when you're starting your job search. Once you have kind of figured out, okay, this is generally what I'm looking for as far as a job, this is going to be my ideal situation, start reaching out to your networks. And your networks are going to, don't tell me you don't have networks. I hear you. Your networks are going to be your previous classmates, your professors, your colleagues, the people that you did internships with, your online community. So reach out to them and say, hey, I know that we had talked. I just want to know if you know of any job openings with this qualification or that meet these types of parameters. And this way it puts their attention out there to see if there's any kind of jobs like that. It'll help them to think about, okay, do I know of anybody like that? Can I connect them with anybody like that? That's how you use your personal networks in order to help you get a foot in the door. Because when I was first starting out in 2009 with my bachelor's, it was hard. It was hard because I'm not established in the field. I don't really know very many people. But when I did finally go from my 2 part-time jobs to my 1 big girl full-time job with benefits, it was because of who I know and who my networks knew. So the director of the company that hired me, they knew my internship boss and they had a good relationship. So they knew that if I did an internship with this particular organization, I must be someone of high quality because they had that reputation. So you never know where your connections are going to come from. Make sure that you are reaching out and asking for what it is that you need, what it is that you want, and figuring it out. Hey, social workers, are you looking for clinical supervision or hoping to offer it? Check out Rise Directory. It's the national hub connecting associate social workers with licensed clinical supervisors, making it super easy to find your right match in your state. Head over to risedirectory.com and see how it can help you grow in your career. You know, a lot of social workers think their employer's insurance has them covered, but here's the thing. That policy is really there to protect the organization, not you. That's why I always recommend having your own coverage with a trusted organization such as HPSO. Their professional liability insurance is designed for social workers and it follows you wherever you work. It's peace of mind you just can't put a price on. Check them out at hpso.com/swrise. Also, too, understanding that your first job right out of school is likely not going to be your forever job. And that's okay. It's okay. I promise you it's okay. Because every single position that I have had, I have developed skills that I have taken with me into the next role and into all the roles thereafter. For example, I started out working at a service coordinator at a senior community. And I learned how to talk to people, how to build rapport with people, how to work as part of an interdisciplinary team. And I didn't stay there forever, even though I loved the job. I learned so many valuable skills there. And I learned how the system works, how affordable housing works, how people get into affordable housing, which has benefited me the entire rest of my career. So if you are in a place that you know you're not going to stay, that is okay because you are still learning, you are still growing, you are still developing a skill set that is going to be transferable into so many other settings. Now that I've been doing social work for 17 years, I realize it's basically all the same wherever you go. You're working with people and building rapport and that therapeutic alliance with clients and with your colleagues is of utmost vital importance. You are going to need that everywhere you go. the details like the computer systems that they use, their specific processing, the types or styles of notes that they want, those things are going to be different, but those are things that you can learn, that they have training on, and that you can develop in. But if you know the foundation of your documentation skills, of how to build rapport with people, of how to use your clinical interventions to draw out change in clients, that is gold. You are going to use that wherever you go, I promise. Next up, I want you to consider how to set yourself up for longevity in this field. This field has an extremely high burnout rate. It's no secret. And I know when I was first starting this field, I would hear burnout and tune out and be like, man, change a podcast. Not going to happen to me because I love working with my clients and that's just not going to be me. But lo and behold, it was me. And it wasn't the clients. It wasn't even the clients. It was the systems. It was the job itself. It was all of the background noise that happened in those jobs. And so I want to encourage you and just normalize that self-care is a professional skill that you need to develop. You need to be extremely good at having the self-awareness of when you're stressed out, when you're getting to your max, and when it's time to take a break. You have to be good at that because that is a skill that no one else is going to be able to teach you, and no one else is going to be able to do that for you. AI can do your notes and your documentations, but AI cannot show up full-heartedly, empathetically with each and every client. That is all you. And you have to be good at regulating your emotions, at taking care of yourself, of recharging your energy, because social work is not a normal job. Social work is hard. We see some wild, wild things out there. We are exposed to suffering of humanity, to trauma. And it's also one of the greatest joys is being able to see those clients overcome those challenges and to succeed. But you have to be able to show up as your full, authentic self in order to make that change happen. With the self-care and with longevity, I would encourage you to form a connection and a network with your other colleagues, whether it's at your internship, with your classmates, at your job, because on some of my hardest days, you know who I called? You know who showed up and who knew how to support me, who knew what I was going through? It was my coworkers. It was my colleagues. It was the people who were in it with me, who were able to listen and be like, dang, girl, that sucks. Like, that really sucks. Have you tried this? Or just validating, like, that's a hard day. And you being able to be that for other people as well. It makes such a huge difference. And this is what I'm hearing day after day after day, is that we as social workers and humans need that connection, that social support from people, especially now since online programs and online education has become much more prevalent. People are really struggling with this isolation and not being able to connect or talk or get validation from their peers. I'm figuring out how I can make a group work. How can we bring the community of the Social Workers Rise all together to be that for each other? And it would be a national group of social workers who ideally are new out of their schooling and are new into the workforce and are looking for that support. And I really want to make a community where it's not just where you show up once or twice, but it's a closed group. It's a group where you can really form connections and form relationships and be vulnerable with these people so that by the time the end of the group sessions are done, you have your people. You have a tribe of people that you can connect with, that you can call, that you can reach out to, that you can ask questions, that you can get support, that you can give support. So I'm figuring this out. I'm battling my own imposter syndrome about this, and I'm figuring this out. If you have any feedback for me, let me know. If that sounds something like that you want to be a part of, make sure that you join the email list, because that's going to be the first way that I'm reaching out to people to let them know when this group is available and more details around what this looks like once I get it figured out. Also, if you are a new grad, I do have some resources for you. First is the Rising Social Work Clinician Logbook. So if you are like me and you like to track your hours and you're going for clinical licensure, there's a logbook on Amazon that I have created. It also includes a ton of resources in there. So resources that I used when I was a social worker in the field, I put them all in this logbook. It's amazing. Make sure that you grab it. Even if it's for the resources, it's still going to be worth it. On the website, there's also tons of courses there's courses for clinical social workers, there's courses for medical social workers, and these are designed so if you're just getting started, these are the things that you need to know. So if that sounds like it's something that you need, go ahead and check it out. If you just want to be connected with the Social Workers Rise community, you can sign up for the email list. But that's my tips for you as a new social worker, is to get clear on what it is that you want, rest and relax, reflect, reach out to your networks, and make sure that you are practicing self-care and getting really, really good at stress management. Those are my tips for longevity for you, my friend. If this resonated with you, make sure that you send this to somebody. We are not about gatekeeping information around here. Also, if you want to support the podcast in just a small way and you like what I'm doing here, you like what you hear, subscribe. Whatever platform that you're listening on, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really goes a long way in helping the platforms to be able to show this podcast to other people. And it's a small way that you can support and help me out. Until next time, my friend, take care.